Hey everyone, I am Steve Talks and welcome to the couch where I'll be discussing fragrances that you most likely will like if you were to try them. So these are easy fragrances to wear, mostly light fragrances. So let's get started. The first fragrance I'm going to mention is Amyris Homme by Mason Francis Kirkjohn. This fragrance opens up with some rosemary, orange, and then dries down to a tonka bean mix with some citrus and amyris. It smells floral yet masculine. Orange and the tonka bean is a very good combination that mixes really well. Overall, this fragrance is very easy to wear. I've gone through almost the whole bottle and it's just been a great scent. Anytime I need to reach for something, it's right there. I can easily pick it up. I can use it throughout the whole year. It costs $140 US for a 70 ml, and you were looking about $300 for 100 ml, which is quite expensive for the fragrance, but I would suggest getting the 70 ml for $140. And I do apologize if you hear any background noise. I'm outside doing this fragrance review outside. It's nice weather, but it is raining, so there's a lot of frogs out here. But this is the first fragrance we're going to start off with. Second fragrance we got is Parfums de Marly Percival. As you guys know, this is very hyped. Obviously, it got mixed feedback, but overall for me, it's a very easy fragrance to wear. It has the main note of hyaline, or however you want to say it. Basically a molecule that makes a fragrance smell a bit fresher, and there has been studies on it being an attractive scent. So if women were to smell this fragrance, they're more likely to be attracted to it. I haven't looked deeply into that research, but it is something that does come up, which could, answer the questions of why it does receive a lot of compliments for me. However, in terms of the smell, it's a typical shaving gel, similar to your Gillette shaving gel. I would say if you're looking for an alternative to this one, I would get Mont Blanc Legend. It smells just like it, but it's way cheaper. This is $180 probably you can find it for. It is getting more expensive. I wouldn't say it's worth it if you have an alternative that's like $30, which is Mont Blanc Legend. Very long lasting and can be worn all year, liked by many people I've come across. Next up we got Versace D'un Bleu. This is your typical Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel type of fragrance. It smells more similar to Sauvage actually compared to Bleu de Chanel. It is a great fragrance and a great cheap fragrance if you're not willing to buy Sauvage. Sometimes Sauvage is considered a bit too expensive for what it is. It's pretty much just an ambroxan balm with some citrus and some pepper. That's what Sauvage is described as. And this is not very far off. The only difference in this one is that I feel like the pepper comes out more. However, there's still a big amount of citrus and a big amount of ambroxan, which seems to be liked very much. It lasts about 6 hours, which is good enough for the whole day because you don't really need it to last that much longer. It's not as present. It can be smelled after 6 hours, but in terms of projection, after about 30 minutes to an hour, it's pretty much not projecting at all. Some people say that it lasts a very long time, it projects very well, and others don't say that. So it's a bit of a mix that you're going to get with this one. Just depends how it reacts with your skin. This one can go for about $35, so it's an easy buy, and it's really a good alternative to your Sauvage, and it's an easy fragrance to reach for. This fragrance is the number 3 fragrance in this list. This list is not in any specific order. There are just all great fragrances that you should try, and you're most likely going to like them, so they're very easy to wear. Next up we got Office for Men by Fragrance One, or Jeremy Fragrance's brand. This one is now discontinued. Overall, if you do have it, or if you do find samples for it, I would recommend trying it out. It's an easy fragrance. It's got woods mostly. You get a little bit of ambroxan, a little bit of some citrus, but mostly it's a woody fragrance. It's a very easygoing fragrance to wear. Anytime, any place, very liked. Even though it has received hate, but I think that's mainly because Jeremy Fragrance is the one behind this fragrance. You know, sometimes whoever makes a fragrance is just gonna get hate because of the person who made it and not the actual fragrance. Overall, it's not too bad. It's just a bit too expensive for what it is, but if right now you can find it on his website using Showtime66, I think is the code. It takes the price down 60%, so I think it's worth it at that point, because right now I think it's $189. So you guys do the math. From that is a pretty good buy for this fragrance. And lastly on the list, probably the cheapest on this list, and you can't really go wrong. Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean it's not as good. It's John Varvatos Vintage. This ultimately I will say is the least lasting from this list. It doesn't last too long, but it still smells very masculine, very similar to your shaving gels, but instead it has a bit more of an amber mixed with it. Overall, a very good fragrance, very cheap. I would recommend applying it after, you know, a shower or after you shave, stuff like that. It doesn't last that long, but I think you can overcome that when you use more sprays and reapply throughout the day. That's been the whole list. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Apologies for the frogs. They're just doing their thing, you know. That's been it. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments below. And feel free to subscribe. It won't hurt anyone. It's free. And thank you. Bye-bye.